Who's muted? Who's muted is actually what I just realized. And that would be me. Hello, everybody. How are you? It's your friend Rich Slayton, ready and back with some more great Clash Royale. Today, we're in the GKR League. All year long, we are in the first of many splits throughout this year. And as you just saw a moment ago, let's go ahead and take a look at the leaderboard as it currently stands. Well, that's the win rates, not our leaderboard quite yet. But, oh yeah, look at that. There's a certain guy on the top of the win rates overall. 6-0. Mohamed Light? Who's that guy? Well, you'll be seeing him later today in what's going to be a phenomenal set of matches. Let's take a look at the matches we have in store for you today. Yeah, that's right, two of them. Shock-13 versus Strangers, and BCN Pro Team versus SK Calalas. That's right, going to be a whole lot of fun today, and I'm here with you, calling all the action as we go step by step through this one. Let's take a look at our first match on the day. Shock-13 versus Strangers. Shock-13 versus Strangers. Shock-13 coming out in the opening set with Surgical Goblin, Tyton, and Furkan. Lost Kodigo and Hoon! Will we see the Hoon Loon today? Hoon is back in it later today. That's going to be very exciting. We're in this set. And of course, to remind you guys how this competition works, set number 1 is 1v1, 3v3 BO1s, meaning Surgical Goblin will play against Lost, Tyton against Kodigo, and Furkan versus Hoon, if necessary. And all those bans here, each team allowed to submit up to 2 troop bans, 1 spell ban, and 1 building ban. So you can see a whole lot of stuff off the table here. Only 1 spell gone because of the double NATO ban. These are blind, they send them in beforehand. But the Miner, the Lava Hound, and the Mega Knight all gone alongside the Mortar and the Inferno Tower. So very interesting set of things that are banned. Of course, set number 2 will be a dual mode 1v1, and if necessary, set number 3 will be King of the Hill. And that's how things are going today. Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. And I see some people both on YouTube and on Twitch. How am I? Keep on doing it on this side, but it's on this side. How am I? I'm doing pretty great there. Thank you for asking. Liam, is this part of the Queso Cup? No, it's not. Queso Cup finals will be April 22nd and 23rd. DJ Bandhand. Yes, I needed it. Yes, me too. $46,000 prize pool. Who's funding these competitions? Well, in part, Supercell, and I don't know who else. I don't know what other funding they're getting, but Supercell's part of the... Supercell supports a lot of the community events and tournaments and things to help make our esports events not just Clash Royale League, but Clash Royale League Plus, if you will. So there you go. That's who's funding these tournaments. 100K subs, yes. Are we still at? I've been going up and down above. I've been going up and down from 100K. Like I'm at like it's 106, and then it's right now it's a 9,999 right this second. So yeah, I think if I put it up right now, you'll see. Yeah, 999999. Yeah, it's been going like boom, 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 throughout the week. So we hit 100K last week, and yeah, now if you know anybody, just to keep it up over 100K. But you know, we'll keep on growing. It'll be pretty fun. Oh, now I lost one. How dare you? Let's see. Who's using code RICH? Good call here. How do I concentrate as well to do homework as I do in CR, Rich? If I knew that answer, I would have had a much different career. But I've always struggled with homework. I was never good at it. I was always great at tests and papers. I crushed tests and papers. So I ended up like, I graduated with honors from college. I got a score, LSAT score that was top 10 schools worthy LSAT score. But my GPA still, like, my GPA should have been closer to like a 4.0, like a 3.9. Ended up with like a 3.56 just because I never do homework. But like, papers and tests, crush it. Will I be able to qualify for CRL through the 20-win challenge? No, that's not how you qualify. The way you qualify for CRL is to make top 1,000 on ladder, and then go through the Swiss bracket, and then go through the group stage, and then go through the monthly final, and then either win a golden ticket or get enough points throughout the year to get one of the other spaces. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Those of you asking again, what is this tournament? This is GKR. And again, this is today's set of matches. GKR is a really fun league with 4 splits this year, each split with a $7,000 prize pool. The prize pool for this first split, that $7K, going to be split up with $2,500 going to the top team. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. A full year-long event here with GKR. Very excited to be doing this all throughout the year. And lots of a mixture of rosters. As you can see, our first match, Calalas and Strangers, Shock-13. Shock-13 with Furkan, Tyton, Sub, Pedro, the new Pedro, not the old Pedro, Surgical, Goblin, and Betfas. And then their opponents and Strangers with Fly, Lost, Kodigo, Hoon, 40K Ban, and Luminary. Oh, it looks like we're getting into our very first game of the day. And looks like that game may... Let's come back out here, and let me see if I need to go ahead and get my... You know what? They were having some of these problems yesterday, or last week. I'm going to go ahead and grab my iPad really quick, folks, because it looks like they're going to be needing me to fill in on the gameplay side of things. Let's see. Is it going to work, or is it going to crash again? 1 second, folks. Let's see if they can actually get the gameplay going. And we should be in now. Here we go. And hold on, folks. They have not given us any game sounds here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the music off. But they've given us no game sounds. So as soon as they give us game sounds, I will get those. We'll have game sound, folks. Whoo! Yeah, we're in, and there's no game sound. I know. Ciao, Rich. All good. Yeah, other than waiting for them to give us game sounds, which I don't know why they don't have it. They've been having some technical challenges there. I'm... oh, Fly is Yuya, by the way. Good to know. Let me go ahead and... Oh, yeah. Okay, so they are working on the game sounds right now. I'm going to go ahead and put the music back on for the moment. And then once they get the game sounds up, we'll have it. And let's see. Let me go ahead and turn this music down a little bit, too, here. There we go. Am I going to be streaming the monthly finals on your channel? Yes, I'll be streaming next monthly final, I believe, on my channel. I was meant to stream on Sunday, but had some family obligations instead. So Cashman filled in very nicely. And again, as soon as we have game sounds, I will get them out to you guys. Don't you worry. For now, again, reminder that this set and set number 3 will both have these ban cards. But set number 2, the dual mode set, will not, since dual mode is already inherently bans anyway. Is the gameplay saturation a bit high? Yeah, I think so too. This is again all coming from their feed. I don't have any filters on it. And Serge's doing a great job controlling these Hog Riders, and perfectly done. And you can do that without the Electro Spirit if you time it right. No one else has gotten a golden ticket other than Mohamed Light so far. The next golden ticket will be awarded this weekend. Even if Mohamed Light wins it, that would mean it would go to the second place player. So we will have our second golden ticket earned this weekend. Will Mo win it and then give it away as he did so many times last year, or will someone else actually win the golden ticket directly? And a little Monk Reflection going to take care of the Musketeer. Fireball gets the bomb tower out of the way. And Surgical Goblin is just running right past Lost here in this first one. And there we go. There's our game sounds. Let me go ahead and kill the music here. This is not a pre-recorded event, Imad. This is a live event happening right now. If you have any of these players on your friends list, you can go watch them in the game. Otherwise, here's the place to do it. As is often the place. Hog to the opposite lane. And Surge takes a couple of shots here. He should be more than fine. Lost starting to try to pressure more. And he needs to figure out how to defend against this Royal Giant and put down some real damage. I don't know if he has it. Hog goes to maybe distract the bird here. Fishboy going to take care of the Hog Rider pretty easily, and that was a valiant effort, albeit maybe a little bit too late. Game sound is too low. Got it. Well, we'll get that adjusted. GG, well played. How many golden tickets did Mo win last year? I believe he won 3 last year, if I remember correctly. I actually made myself a little. I was working on some stuff yesterday, some note taking, and I in fact even went and looked that up. And let's see, last year, which was the first year of golden tickets, Mo won 3 of them. He won our 2nd, our 3rd, and our 4th, all in a row, I think. So there you go. And yeah, it was pretty impressive from Mo, obviously, last year. In the era of golden tickets or monthly finals, Mohamed Light has won 5. He won the first one in 2021, our first one in 2021, the January-February one. Then he won 3 competitions in 2022, and of course he's already won the first one here in 2023. So Mo wins things. Okay, so I don't know if you guys knew that. He wins a lot of things. So, good on him. And let's go ahead and jump into game number 2. Tyton versus Kodigo. Here we go. And let me know if the game sound is too low still. It sounds good in my ears, but it might be different for you guys. Actually sounds loud to me, but, is what it is. So we saw the Hog Rider play from Stranger's last game. We see here from Tyton this game. And not having NATO certainly makes Hog Rider stronger. We're going to see, I think, a lot of people running, obviously, buildings, and a lot of people running fishermen in order to try to counter these hog plays. Afterworks special for Amelie, happy to help out. Musketeer on the left is going to deserve some sort of response. Electro Spirit will clean up, plus the log. And that Monk not going to help Kodigo against that Hog Rider. Going to still take a shot. And that's interesting, right? How do you contend with a Hog Rider deck? I mean, I think we might see more cannon. It's interesting. Certain hog counters don't make any sense to play because, Mega Knight's out. You're like, oh, maybe Mini P.E.K.K.A will see a bit more. And they just changed the volume on the clean feed. Okay. Why did they change the volume on the clean feed? I don't want to blow your ears out by turning it up to. I'm going to turn it up to a mid-level. 1 second, folks. Can I tell you why Mo is so good? He practices like crazy. He understands basically every interaction. He understands the macro and how matchups should be played. He's really excellent at creating dual lane pressure early on. He performs very well under pressure and doesn't make mistakes late in game. He understands really, really well when to slow down and when to speed up, and making that judgment is one of the most critical skills in all of Clash Royale. There you go. Those are various different reasons. What can you guys hear the game sounds well enough, or are they crazy quiet for you guys? People are saying sound is good. Never mind. All right. All right. Well, if the sound is good, I'll leave it here, as we are getting very, very tight between Kodigo and Tyton. Kodigo not going to get a hog shot here, I don't believe. No, 511 to 522. Can't get much tighter than this. And the log has to come out for Kodigo, and that's just really a problem for him. 349 to 315. And a nice Mighty Miner will make enough room for the hog. Should get one shot. GG, well played. Tyton, very happy with that ending. Well done for Tyton, or as my co-caster often calls him, Tyton. And I don't know if that's I don't know which one of us has it right, but that always makes me laugh when he does that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the end here. Oh, let me put the music back on. So here you go. You see just at this point, Earthquake Log. You can get so much more damage so much faster with this cycle. He has to RG in the right-hand lane, does Kodigo, and he doesn't have anything really that he can use to break through. Fisherman plus the Ghost, you spend all that defending against the Hog Rider, but the EQ still does plenty, and you're not able to capitalize, right? You're not able to get around fast enough, and a nice use of the Mighty Miner ability just to get an extra little block there by Tyton. GG, well played, and that's a clean 2-0 for Shock-13, meaning we're going into set number 2 now, which is going to be the dual mode battle. Tyton, or Betfas versus Fly. Of course, there's no bans in the set because it's going to be a dual mode battle. So there we go. Isn't Surgical Goblin playing with another org in the guest hooked up? Yep. I guess some orgs field teams for certain events and labs don't. MSA and Titans practice a lot. He's really dedicated. Showing off. It's paying. It's paying dividends. You know, I just realized that I wanted to... Where's that button? There we go. Let me bring this down a little bit. And I tried to put my elbow on the table. I was like, why is my table so high? Is Sleeve Tats Javi in this tournament? I believe he is. Oh, hi! What is this, like, this tournament, 2828, great name, by the way. This is the GKR League. This is a tournament that mixed some semi-pros and some pros into a fun year-long event with 4 splits, with a split spring, summer, fall, and winter, plus a world final. And we're doing this all year. $46,000 over the course of the entire year, with $7K on the line for this particular split. And we are we're in week 3 of our groups of our league stage. The league stage here is going to go all the way through May and culminate with a final in the middle of May. Let's go ahead and jump into our next game, folks. And yes, Mohamed is playing this tournament. That's why his face is on the thumbnail for today. Betfas with some little bit of chip early on. You missed the playoffs of the KSO Cup Part 1. The playoffs haven't started yet. The playoffs are in are next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. What is Fly's plan? Fly clearly not playing Fireball, probably playing Lightning here, which we'll see as we get deeper into the game if he can find some way to capitalize on spell value. Ocean saying, always thought Betfas is a one-trick expo. Not anymore. He's done a great job of expanding his gameplay. His deck pool has gotten much deeper. He's really trying to become a legitimate esports competitor in Clash Royale. And I, for one, think he's been doing a great job of it. Miner to the inside here. Nice miner placement. You know you're not up against NATO at this point. Start to vary it up a little bit. Let the Skeleton King get that tankage. Jack saying 100K today. Maybe we were at 100K last week. It's been bouncing up and down above and below 100K pretty much day by day. Like within the same day, I'll be 104 and then 999, 99999. It's been quite the journey here, folks. Why is... You guys hearing a crazy echo? What is that echo? Is that just me hearing the echo, or are you guys hearing that echo too? If anyone can let me know if that's just something back on my end. You guys don't hear it. Good to know. I'm hearing everything twice. So, for those of you who don't know, audio is maybe the most annoying thing to deal with in production. Pigs in, high mortar, but that's a lot on the board here, and that giant skeleton bomb is just going to make it a little annoying trying to stop all of them. But overall, pretty good job from Betfas to mitigate the damage. The double mortar was absolutely huge. $1986 to 2238. Fly has to break through. Betfas doesn't. That's the big difference here. That's a good Dark Prince to get in front of that flying machine. How long can Fly keep the flying machine on the board? Well, when the arrows plus wipe out those piggies very quickly, not very long. And that's just so much damage. Mortars all over the place. Just shutting everything down. And that's a nice game number one for Betfas, who runs Skelly King Mortar Miner into the Pigs deck. GG, well played. Let me go ahead and grab some Royale API action here, folks. Keep up with these decks. Thank you very much, Ojin, for the... I don't know what CHF, what 5 CHF is, but thanks. Really appreciate it. Let me go ahead and take a look at this clan here. Make sure I'm getting all the information. What do you think of dual mode ladder? I'll say my opinion on this because I'm a huge dual mode fan. I'm disappointed. What's the best way to put this? I wish that dual mode had been rolled out as a competitive mode in a way that didn't eliminate people from being able to play regular Clash Royale. Because I think that dual mode potentially has a really, really long and great future and was going to be the, like, a major part of my channel. It might still be, hopefully, but was going to be a big part of competitive gameplay for a long time. And I think that because of the way dual mode has been rolled out, that it's engendered a lot of negative sentiment that it wouldn't have grabbed if it weren't for that wouldn't have happened if it weren't for the way it was rolled out. So that's my thought. Is I really wish it had been rolled out a little bit differently so that people would feel better about it. So I think it's great. I think it's a great game mode. That's what we've been wanting, is a different game, a different way to play Clash Royale. Switzerland currency. Oh, thank you very much. So I love dual mode, and I think it's going to get a bad rap because of how it was rolled out, even though, and I wish it would have been rolled out in a way where it was alongside classic Clash Royale as opposed to in lieu of classic Clash Royale. Oh, that's going to be really annoying. I'm getting a total, like, gameplay audio echo, and it's crazy. And I don't know why. Like, imagine I'm hearing like the bird. I'm hearing It's bananas. At least you guys don't have the sound. Yep. But I do. I live with it forever now. Well, mine are wall breakers so far. I meant Mega Draft. Yeah. Scamming. That's right. Mega Draft. Not dual mode. That's the whole time I was saying dual mode. Mega Draft. I love Mega Draft, and I wish it had been rolled out in a way that, in a way and a time that it didn't bring up such negative community sentiment because of all the other changes in the game that are happening, and then also people not being able to play classic Clash Royale. So that's my thought. It is only the gameplay, DJ Backhand. Only the gameplay so far. Everything else seems to be. So I'm feeling like I must be getting like audio feed from another source. Let me try this. No, I'm seeing. I mean, like 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Do I like bananas? Someone else already asked me that. I don't know. Sure. Great recovery here by Betfas. GG. Is Asaf a pro player or a ladder player playing through CRL? It's interesting that you like want to make that very specific distinction. Oh, I believe that's actually game over. I think we just had a crazy 2-game sweep. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for that game. We just had a crazy 2-game sweep there, folks. I mean, that was a 4-game sweep. Woo! Well, that was exciting. Let's see. I like Mega Draft a lot. The downside takes longer to play matches. Good experimental ladder. Yeah, I just wish that. Here's the hard part, right? Is the only way they could get the proper data was to do a full season where it was the game mode, the data that they wanted on it, to really see how it affected gameplay and stuff like that. But it also came at a time when there's so many other changes in the game that people are really having difficulty with, and not being able to play classic Clash Royale in a meaningful way at the same time hurt. And also, on top of that, it hurt the business model of lots of content creators. So a lot of content creators have been very vocally upset about it, which creates even more negative sentiment. But I do really love Mega Draft and hope that it sticks around in a meaningful way, and that people are also able to play classic Clash Royale in a meaningful way. That's my feeling on it. Because I was planning on doing, like, besides the normal competitive stuff, a whole bunch of purely Mega Draft focused content on this channel, and we'll see. As a Safa Pro player playing the tournaments or a ladder player playing through CRL? I think that's a weird question. The answer is he's a good ladder player and an okay pro player. So there you go. That's my answer for it. Let's see. Is Mugi playing? I don't believe Mugi's in. Is Mugi in this tournament? Let me take a look. Let me just double check my rosters. I don't remember if Mugi's in this tournament. Blah 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 blah. Oh, is he on? Oh yeah, Mugi's in this tournament. I don't know if he's playing today, but he is in this tournament. He's on Shock-13. Obviously. Who's our next matchup, by the way, folks? Next matchup is going to be BCN Pro Team versus Shock-13. BCN Pro Team with Wallace, Igor, Samuel Bassotto, Sandbox, Ian, and winwu. And then Shock-13 with Dominic, a.k.a. Doom, Lucas, Vitor, Ruben, Mo, and Mugi. So that's going to be a crazy match coming here fairly soon. Let's see. Level 11 cap is so hard for free-to-play players. I think it depends on how long you've been playing, right? Like, if you've been free-to-play playing for a long time, it feels like all the meaningful cards should be to about a level 11. But I don't know. Let's see. Querity saying, I liked Mega Draft until yesterday. I got second pick 12 times in a row. That needs a real fix. My idea to make it so everything can be first pick. Player best. Yeah, that's. I wonder. I mean, I saw someone make a really interesting thing where they said the first pick should be raced to the, like, it's open to both players. Whoever, and you know, you have to like take a look at the board and then pick first, and then whoever doesn't do it faster pick second. I think that would have been an interesting way of doing it. So you have to like be able to react quickly to what you see on the board. That would have been interesting at the very least. But yeah, yeah, it's hard. First pick, should first pick also have last pick? You know, you get first pick and then the next person gets two, gets second pick 2 and 3. It's hard to figure it out. Imagine the delay for that. Yeah, I mean, like for a lot of people having like the lag would be an issue. Let's see. Rich, Saturday mobile play against Mugi. What's your opinion? That it will be fun to watch. And I'll be there casting. I think everyone just goes for poison still. Yeah, I mean, most of the time. It depends on the... every once in a while, I'll look and see if there's anything else going on. But yeah, most of the time, poison's the best first pick. What do I think about Clown, a.k.a. Kick Ash? I'm excited to see what he does this weekend. There you go. Let's see. What was going on in this chat as I back up a little bit here. Set number 1 for our next matchup coming your way in just a couple moments here. And again, we're back to the 3v3 best of 1. Wallace, Stardust, a.k.a. Igor, who is playing from Kazakhstan, from as I've been told, and Sandbox. And then Dominic, Mugi, and Vitor. So game number 1 is Wallace, Dominic. Game 2 is Igor, Mugi. And game 3 is Sandbox, Vitor. That's great. That's super great. I believe that Mo will be playing today in the second set, folks. Let's look at these ban cards here. So Monk is interesting as a ban card, especially because none of the there's no range troops that got banned as well. So we're to see a lot of range play, I believe. Monk banned. Monk and Golden Knight. So there's two BCN Pro Team just taking out 2 champions. And then Miner and Hog taken out by Shock-13. And this is interesting because Shock-13 basically saying, hey, the meta, a big part of the meta is gone. Curious, and this is the cycle meta, right? They banned basically all the cards they're known for. I wonder if this was a flex, right? Miner, Hog, EQ, and Mortar. So Shock-13 being like, you say that we're a bunch of cycle players? Check this out. We're banning all the cycle cards. All the main cycle cards. Now what? Now what? That's interesting. So we'll see what they do. Arrow ban is going to be nasty, says Yoda I am. Yeah, that's interesting. Archer, is it still usable? Yeah, all the cards, the only ones that you saw that were banned are the ones that are banned. No one can get 2 golden tickets, but Mo can win this monthly final, and then the golden ticket would go to second place, much like it did in the golden ticket stuffs last year. What's your dream matchup? I mean, we kind of get our dream matchups, right? Like Mo versus Mugi, like that's a great one. I love watching Morton play anybody. I mean, we kind of get the. That's the great part about the game as it is right now is we see the great matchups all the time. Let's see. Huge mistake not banning Expo. Hilarious. Hilarious take. Can I put up my subscribers? Yeah, let's take a look. Hey! Back over 100K again. Let's go. Love it. We're just all over the place with the subscriber count. It's up, it's down, it's in, it's out. It's all over the place. That's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to do that. Nope, that's not what I was trying to do either. I was trying to do that. There we go. There we go. Huge W. Hey, if you're watching on Twitch, by the way, you never watched me on YouTube before, YouTube is my primary platform. Like, a lot of stuff gets put on there. So if you haven't watched on YouTube before, go ahead and join on YouTube and check it out. Throw a sub. Keep us over 100K. Yeah, I've been going back and forth. I've been like right at 100K. I've been like 105, 99995. You know, that sort of thing. OP Sam underrated. I feel you. He's in this monthly final. Very curious to see how he does. Too bad Surge didn't make it to finals with the team in Worlds. Well, Surgical Goblin, if you guys actually look on the Clash Royale, Esports Royale Twitter, they put up a graphic that kind of shows, I mean, I guess the leaderboard, you can also get that on Royale API. But long story boring, Surgical Goblin is in the top 10 right now. And if you take into account that really the top 14 go, right? So 7 golden tickets, but then 7 more people go from just points alone. So right now, Surgical Goblin is ranked 9th, which if you take out 1 golden ticket, that means he's 8th on the leaderboard, which puts him in contention for making it to World Finals. Now, keep it in mind that like most of the top 14 are going to end up being golden ticket holders, which means really if you make the top 14, like you're most likely going to go to World Finals. So right now, Surgical Goblin in great shape. Right now, it's Surgical Goblin in really great shape. People just love watching the counter. That's what it is. I can't rewatch the match if I miss it in Twitch. YouTube for the win. There we go. Yes, sir. Why ban Hog if EQ is banned? Well, they banned both of them. Maybe they're also banning like EQ, so no one's running RG EQ, and they can counter better. Can I show what's in the pink box? I already have shown what's in the pink box, but they were a bunch of sunglasses that look like this. That's what was in the pink box. Some nonsense stuff. Who is the most underrated player and the most overrated player? Not stepping on that one. Not stepping my foot in that one, Liam. Liam has lots of questions. Let's see. I'm not gonna say who's most overrated. Underrated. Let me think about that one. Why isn't Mo playing? He's just not in this set, but Mo is scheduled to play today. Do you think first pick is an advantage, or is it being better to be able to pick the next 2 cards better? Depends on if you're up against somebody good. If you're up against somebody bad, then second pick is actually an advantage because they'll pick something stupid like Mega Minion, and then you just crush them. If they're good, then first pick is their advantage. Let's see. Avengers, how much of your sunglasses want to buy? You can actually go to gooder.com/Rich Slayton, and you can use the promo code RICH. Oh, that link's broken because I put 2 slashes. But you can use promo code RICH and get 15% off. So they're like, depending on which model you get, you know, they're gonna be like $20 to $25. Underrated. Rich, thank you very much. Overrated, waiting for our game to start. Let's see. Pedro underrated. I don't know if it's underrated yet. I don't know if it's fair to call Pedro underrated yet. Can you see the prize pool, please? Well, I'll tell you the prize pool. It's $7,000 for this split, $46,000 overall. If EQ is big enough to worry about Hog, and you could have been another card, perhaps. Maybe, yeah. I mean, not sure what their choice is about. Morton is bad is the dumbest thing a human being said out loud, and that includes when people say the Earth is flat. That's a terrible. That's such a ridiculous comment to make. Let's see. Ask all the questions, you give you the answers. Sure, fair enough. Congrats on 100K. Thank you very much. Overrated. I don't know about someone overrated. I've often said that I think that that Wallace is underrated. I think now people have caught up to Wallace's skill level. How did he get 3 tickets last year? How did Mo get 3 tickets last year? Well, he won 3 golden ticket events. There you go. Ian is already because of YouTube. And this is like I like Ian a lot. Ian, in my opinion, I think that might be, and it's not an insulting way, that might be a fair statement. Because Ian's a really good player. He hasn't turned it into being a true pro success yet. And I don't know what the barrier is for him. I have confidence that he'll figure it out. But at the moment, I think that Ian has room to grow, is a good way to put it, as a player. But I think he'll do it. I think he'll figure it out. He's really good. But considering how much all of my comments, like every other comment on my YouTube channel is where's Ian, where's Riley? And when I go in like all these pro events, like Yasu. I think that's the big thing, right? Is basically any like content one trick is overrated by their community because their community loves that they make a bunch of videos for whatever deck that community loves, and they think that means that person's a good pro player. And Oyasu has never been a top tier pro player. Ian has the potential to be and has had flashes of brilliance, but has room to grow. Riley just doesn't compete in any way, and so talking about him in a pro context makes no sense. Yeah, like Riley underrated. I don't think Riley is underrated. I think Riley is, if anything, overrated because people love that he's a brilliant log bait player. That doesn't mean he's good at other stuff, though. So I think that, you know, for now, what Riley is a phenomenal and maybe the best log bait player in the world right now. And until he does other things, that's what he is. Very curious to see if both of those players. I like NA Clash Royale needs to grow. So for me, like I'm definitely rooting for both Ian and Riley, pretty heavily. I want the Clash Royale to get better and better here in North America. But you got to prove it. Dominic just stressing Wallace with these drill fireball pushes. Goblin's gonna do a fine job here. Looks like Wallace has finally gotten himself back into a decent spot. Pretty far behind, though. How does he create reasonable damage there? It's so much easier for Dominic to defend, and now with this lead that he has, and just continued little chip damage there, all bad news for Wallace. Are there any super competitive NA players right now? I mean, Airsurfer's quiet. Airsurfer's not a content creator, so he gets maybe the most underrated player might be Airsurfer. People just don't put the respect on Airsurfer's name. Oh, look at that damage from Mighty Miner. People don't put the proper respect on Airsurfer's name because he's quiet and he's not a content creator. But Airsurfer has been consistently a top player in the world for as long as Morton has. And he just came off of a great World Finals performance. So Airsurfer is certainly a guy to say underrated, which is crazy to say, by the way. We'll see how Sweep does this year. But Airsurfer definitely an underrated player in NA competitive. Wallace starting to get back into this one, and the big difference now is that in the earlier moments, in the earlier parts of this match, defenses were way easier for Dominic. But now that we're getting late, it's the cycle of Wallace starting to pick up the pace. Wallace gets around a lot faster. Just Goblins costing less than the guards. The Fire Spirit only for 1 elixir. So the pace of this cycle is tremendous. And Dominic having trouble keeping up here at this stage, although that Fireball was great. Huge Fireball connection for Dominic. That might be the game-winning Fireball. 530 to 629. Log and Goblins do get on tower. Fireballs both directions, 145 to 244. Wallace needs to get tower damage in. He might just go ahead and log Fireball here and then try to defend these. Cannot get the Fireball off in time. GG, well played. Dominic takes game number 1. And let's go ahead and take a look at the replay from that last little bit here. And so you see, at this point, nice lead there from Wallace, but Dominic with just a perfect Fireball there. And the hard part was, how does Wallace choose to defend against these drills, right? Dominic had better ability to defend in terms of what his choices were, but Wallace had the better cycle. And in that moment, just got caught, got hit, got finished, and really nice win there for Dominic. Fireball in the air, not enough for it. Let's go ahead and jump into game number 2, Sandbox versus Mugi. Do I think Mugi's the best player after Mohamed Light? I don't know, and it's only because Mugi doesn't really play that much these days. Mugi has been, like, pros talk about how Mugi's gotten kind of taken his foot off the gas, if you will, in terms of how much he's playing. Do I think Mugi can be the best player after Light? Absolutely. I don't know if he is the best player after Light right now, just because he's really not putting in the same effort as he did in his 2021 campaign. Interesting mirror for Mugi. Do I think Mugi is better than Surge this year? Probably. He should be. He should be. I think he still is at the moment. It's just it's just a question of how much Mugi actually tries this year, how much effort he puts in. I already answered this question, Liam. Yeah, you retracted it now. Do I think Javi can get back on his level like Surge is doing now? I don't know. I don't know the answer. Javi was never a great ladder player. And I don't know why his level is where it is right now. I think that if CRL was live, if CRL was done like live in studio in front of a crowd, that Javi would be performing much better compared to the field. Because one of Javi's strengths was he didn't like get flustered by the cameras. I think that in a fully online version of Clash Royale, a lot of players who can't handle the pressure get a big bump. And Javi was great at handling that pressure, and that took away one of his big advantages. lot of RG. No surprises here. Mir's a really fun choice out of Mugi. So far, not working out to his benefit, though. Someone saying, why is Sandbox's photo like that? My guess that someone photoshopped that photo to put him on that, put him in that jersey. That's my guess. A lot of these smaller teams, you know, aren't getting you to put on your jersey and then go take go do a photo shoot. So they go and you can actually even see it on a lot of mid-tier esports teams. You'll see, if you look at like team pictures, the shirt looks the exact same on every single person, like same wrinkles and everything. It's just because they Photoshop everybody on. So I don't know for sure that's what happened, but it does look like that's what happened. Because I've met Sandbox. I don't think he's that ripped. I'm pretty sure Sandbox does not have the body of an Avenger, if I remember correctly. Now, if Mugi can prevent significant damage here while also getting this push going, this could be kind of wild. That lightning on the left is going to be real significant. Look at that. Level 12 RG on tower, drill not saving it. Log to knock back just like that. Mugi in the lead. And the mirror RG did so much here. 485, 178, one more shot in from the Royal Giant. And Sandbox not going for the block, forgetting maybe about the lightning here. Or maybe didn't have the cards for it. Try to see if he could beat out the mirror. And there you go. So that was a nice quick win for Calalas with those first two sets. And for those of you who want to know, of course, our next set, the guy you want to see, Mohamed Light versus Sandbox, coming up here in just a minute, as soon as they get that matchup ready. So will it be another quick 4-0? Real question. Is Surgical Goblin his prime in 2019 or 2023? For now, 2019 is prime Surgical Goblin. But he's really making an effort to get in form here in 2023. And even a not full power Surgical Goblin is still potentially a guy who can make World Finals. So, you know, we'll see if he keeps at it. But right now, good spot for him. He moved his way into, and that's what I was saying was, there's a list, there's a post. I'll share it here in the chat. There's a post on the Clash Royale esports page right now, Clash Royale esports Twitter, that shows the top 10 leaderboard with changes. Right, so you see Surgical Goblin has just, with his performance in this last month, even though he didn't make the monthly final again, by still having a great performance, he is now in the top 10. He's rocketed up 7 positions to 9th. So great work for Surgical Goblin. And if this is where he's jumping off on the season, that's really interesting to see if he can make it to a monthly final and really put up some big points. Surgical Goblin certainly a big contender to make it to Worlds this year. And I know we all like to see that. Love to see Surgical Goblin in Worlds. Yeah, I agree with you. Let's see. I think Mugi's the best player if he focuses, maybe. What happened to Lemon Tree? I think he's still making content. What do you think is the reason for Morton being number 2 in major competitions? Well, let's see. At World Finals in 2019, he had a bad matchup against Surgical Goblin in Game 3, in the final game of King of the Hill. He had a bad matchup against Surge in Game 5 of King of the Hill, and still played it down all the way to the wire. And Surgical Goblin got that big connection and got the win by 1 HP, right? Like, so 1 HP difference Here's the thing is what's crazy about this, right? 1 HP difference changes the entire history of Clash Royale. 1 HP difference, SK Gaming goes on and runs through what was higher in Solo Man's team. I can't remember the name of their team right now. My brain's broken. Whoever won that semifinal at Worlds in 2019 was going to go on and win World Finals. So if Morten wins that with that WGM, thank you very much, Varun. Then at that point, SK goes on and becomes world champions. Morten is a world champion in his second season in CRL, and the legend of Surgical Goblin is maybe very different because he never gets that world championship, right? That changes everything. 2020, honestly, like, Ruben just lifted. Two things happened. One, Queso winning the 2v2 in 2020 was just, like, wild. Because Queso was so bad at 2v2 all season. And who is Chetty FL God in slot 5? That's Ilion. So Queso winning Worlds was kind of crazy. Ruben put the team on his back. But Queso winning 2v2 was even crazier. Another thing, too, is you have to keep in mind that Worlds in 2019, they were... No, Queso didn't win 2v2. SK won 2v2. Let me go back and look at CRL Worlds 2022, because if I remember correctly, they were up 2-0, and Javi and Sam weren't able to close things out. 2020, not 2020. 2020. My bad. Let's see. Let's go to CRL Worlds 2020. Not 2022. CRL World Finals 2020. That's what I'm talking about. Here we go. Sandbox Mohamed Light. Game sounds are super loud. Did they change the game sounds? Let me bring them back down again. I'd say Ruben or Javi over to mostly because you keep hyping him up. Javi was one of the best live players in Clash Royale history. He has more wins than he's like tied or like he's top 3 all time in wins in CRL when it was teams. And Ruben's run in 2019 and 2020, including putting Queso on his back and winning a world championship almost exclusively by himself. Winning CRL, winning the whatchamacallit, the preseason thing. I'm at least saying I can barely hear you. I don't know. Everyone else says that my balance is pretty good. What game is this? Says Ray Nicole. I randomly find this is called Clash Royale, and this is a competition called GKR Leagues. Clash Royale. Download it on your phone. Play now. I think did the gameplay change in volume? People say it sounds fine for them. So yeah, then 2020 World Finals. SK won the 2v2, then they won King of the Hill, and then Javi and Sam both lost game 3 of the 1v1s. Javi could have closed it out against Ruben. Sam should have closed it out against IMJP, and then Ruben 2-0'd Morten at the end. I think that was just crazy. So the reverse sweep by Team Queso. So in that one, it was like Morten's team was set up to win, and Javi and Sam didn't carry, and then it was on Morten at the end. GG, well played. Mo wins game number 1. Yeah, the crazy that Queso almost lost an earlier game. That's right, because Queso nearly lost to Ponos too. Like Queso had to go to set 5 against Fav Gaming and against Ponos. Like, and really, like I said at that World Finals, like Ruben just carried. Ruben won 6 1v1 sets at World Finals. You understand? Like, Ruben against Fav Gaming beat Hajime twice. Then, against Ponos, he beat Mugi twice. Ruben is so overrated. He beat Mugi twice at World Finals. And then he went and he beat Javi and Morton at the in the grand final. So people who say Ruben overrated, it's also one of the worst takes in Clash Royale history to say that Ruben is overrated and wasn't at one time the best player on the planet. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It's just craziness. And then people saying that Morton kind of threw against Mo. I wouldn't say that. It's Mohamed like. I mean, and in general, some okay players. I'm referencing U.S. and Canada. Man, like everyone is talking about the gameplay the sound being weird. I don't know, guys. The sound sounds like it makes sense on my end. Some people say the sound's great. Some people say it's terrible. Anyone can get lucky 10 matches in a row. What about the next year? Got knocked out in the first round. What does that even mean, though? You lost a best of 3. Like, the next round, this is the crazy. What about next year, says Varone, got knocked out first round? First of all, we all know that every single time someone wins World Finals, they take their foot off the gas next year. Team Liquid was trash in 2020. Team Liquid was hot garbage in 2020 after just having won World Finals. So is Surgical Goblin overrated? You understand what I'm talking about? Like, Team Liquid was the world champions in 2019 and barely counted as a pro team in 2020. So, like, why are we applying this weird different standard to Ruben that we're not applying to everybody else? Ruben, for part of 2019 and all of 2020, was God tier. Was absolute God tier. Won a world championship by carrying Team Queso and in a crazy level, and then took his foot off the gas because he was exhausted from the pace that was put on to carry Team Queso through the crazy COVID season, right? And then next season, he still made World Finals. He still won a monthly a monthly final. And then the first round of World Finals was a single elimination best of 3. Well, if that was the same thing in the 2022 World Finals, Mohamed Light would have been out in the first round because he lost his first game in the 2022 World Finals. And then qualifying for the 2022 World Finals was just bananas. And maybe Ruben will be back this year, maybe he won't. Maybe Ruben's kind of done. But this idea that, like, we're just erasing that Ruben's history is just insanity. And Jeff Wenson making a good point. He didn't, quote-unquote, win a monthly final, got a free winning in finals against Mo. Well, that was Mo's fault. Mohamed Light knew the rules, and he refused to enter the game in time multiple times that day. He'd been warned. He'd done it earlier and had been warned multiple times and was taking way too long. And again, yeah, like it was an unfortunate end of that game, but that one's totally on the shoulders of Mo from that one. But guess what? He still went on, got second place in Worlds that year, and then won Worlds this year. So who cares what happened in that specific monthly final from that one? But that is a fair point that he did not get the final win. Sandbox just shredding the right-hand side here. No building, no fisherman. All you can do is DPS down an E-Giant. Like, that's just brutal. This should be a pretty easy cleanup win here for Sandbox, and we'll go to game number 3. Mo trying to pressure the other way. And can he? Oh, my word. I thought for a second he might steal that. He doesn't really have a good lightning block option. So he's trying to just like pressure. But no really good option for a lightning block with only 2 unit cards and no 3 unit cards. But Circle of Fortnite, which is why Liquid fell off 2020. And why do you think Ruben fell off in 2021? Because he did something else after winning the World Finals. Why are people obsessed? Why are people obsessed with taking away Ruben's legacy? It's so crazy and so disrespectful. It's a crazy, disrespectful take that Ruben's overrated. That Ruben isn't one of the greatest players of all time. Full stop. There isn't a valid argument against it. Ruben is one of the greatest players of all time. He was the best player on the planet in 2020, and this erasure of what he did is pure nonsense. Pure nonsense. It's crazy. So wait, if Mo wins this at the end of gameplay for today, yeah. If Mo wins this, that's GG. If Mo wins this, we're all done. How can my message be ready? Be read. Like that. There you go. Where are World Finals being hosted this year? Wherever you want. Let's make it happen. Woe got so close to winning. It's a miracle. Yeah, it's crazy. Let's see. Yeah, there's that's. I'm reading some of these takes in chat, and they're just nonsense. Here we go. Game number 3. Mohamed Light would love to end it here. Electro Spirit for the Mighty Miner will be nice for him. And good, interesting, nice little lane switch. And Mo's just going hard now. Mo knows he can control the Mighty Miner really cheaply. And there you go. Fishboy will do it. So he's just pressuring. And this, people ask about, why is Mo so good? And even though it only results in 1 shot here, it results in a nice lead. It results in a really nice lead, and that is what makes Mo Light a special player. Single elixir, just gets aggressive at the bridge, recognizing the opportunity. And good read here from Sandbox, starting to vary. Sandbox, interestingly enough, often doesn't vary miner placement early, even when he knows he's against NATO. So I'm happy to see him doing it here. And reflection on. Good chip damage here from Mo on the right-hand side. This is the question is, oh, and what a fisherman. What a fisherman there. The mortar, I don't think it's going to connect. I think the fish boy will last long enough. And log clears. What a fisherman out of Mohamed Light. Man, he's just in the future so often. Like, Mo's not supposed to break through here. Mo's not supposed to. Maybe that's part of why we saw him get so aggressive earlier on. But he's not supposed to win this. But the reflections are just doing so much for him. And now Sandbox is just trying to mortar here like crazy. Not using mortar on defense against the RGs at all. Maybe it's because of the light. maybe I have the matchup read a tiny bit wrong here. It is easier to break through against Mortar now. Firecracker is a problem for Sandbox. Interesting choice here. Miner picked up nice and easy by the Hunter. You gotta be making him guess more. You have to mortar this time on that into that RG, and he does. And good split here from Sandbox, just making sure that you can't get good lightning value. Firecracker's just a problem. Christian Lee saying Mo 70-30 here. Yeah, the Firecracker really leans in his direction. You know, I'm thinking like mortar log plus guards should be enough to shut down RG pushes, but the Firecracker really is just a problem. But look at that, nice mortar shot, and just like that, we're close. And again, now we get to the cycle question. Interesting to go mortar aggressive like that. Interesting going mortar aggressive like that. Ice Spirit holds and gets back to it. Wow, what brilliant cycle by Sandbox, but will it be enough? He needs to prevent damage and get damage. I just don't know if he can do both. Has to mortar again, and that's a far mortar out of the range of any sort of Firecracker until now. And the log didn't push the RG over to the mortar. Second mortar comes down. Lightning opens up the gap, and that's it. GG, well played. GG, well played. And once again, Mohamed Light wins. Who's shocked? Brilliant, brilliant play. And there you have it. Shot Calalas 2-0 in today's matchup. I mean, and same thing as Shock-13. So a couple very quick matches today. You know, I budget 2 hours for these events. And hour 10. Get in, get out, get on with your day. Folks, we are back tomorrow with our third and fourth match of the week. French SWAT against OLIMPO squad. And then Tyton Stars against Rising Sun Esports. So we'll see that tomorrow. What is the GKR Spring Split? It's the first of 4 seasons. 4 splits this year for GKR. $7,000 on the line. And of course, there will be a world final after all of that. So there you go. GG. Well played. Folks, that's going to be it for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time. Nice quick one here. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time, same place for those 2 matches you just saw. If you're on Twitch, as always, stick around. We're going to go find someone to host. If you're on YouTube, mwah, thank you. 100K, baby. Let's try to keep that up there. And I'll see you guys back tomorrow for some more great Clash Royale. Peace.